Ellen noticed it on an ordinary Tuesday. Her husband, Walt, asked what time their daughter was arriving, and then asked again 20 minutes later, the exact same words, as if he'd never said them at all. She laughed it off. He was tired. He was 71. Everyone repeats themselves. But the small things kept adding up. Sticky notes on the fridge for tasks he used to do in his sleep. A wrong turn on the drive to the grocery store he'd made for 30 years. The newspaper opened to the same page for an hour. Ellen kept telling herself it was just age, until the morning Walt couldn't remember whether he'd already taken his pills, and she felt the floor quietly tilt beneath her. Looking back, Ellen would say the signs were there long before that morning. She just didn't know what she was looking at. And that is exactly the heartbreak this video is here to help you avoid. Because by the time dementia becomes obvious, the easiest window to act has often already closed. So today, we'll walk through the 7 stages of dementia together, what each one really looks like at home, and the early signs that still leave room to protect the mind you love. Stay with me to the end, because the most important stage isn't the last one. It's one of the first. Let's start by being clear about what dementia actually is, because the word gets thrown around loosely. It is not simply misplacing your keys. It's a steady decline in the brain's ability to do its work. Memory, yes, but also reasoning, judgment, language, and personality. That's what makes it so uniquely painful. The person everyone knew can seem to disappear while their body stays right here. The father who always knew what to do goes quiet. The mother who never forgot a birthday starts to drift. If you felt that strange, lonely grief, mourning someone who is still sitting across the table from you, you are not imagining it, and you are not alone. Millions of families are walking exactly where you are. You'll hear a lot of names. Alzheimer's, with its plaques and tangles. Lewy body dementia, with its protein deposits. Vascular dementia, after small, often silent strokes. The type does matter for how you care for someone. But here's the harder truth. Across nearly all of them, once the disease is advanced, there is very little anyone can do to undo it. Naming it helps describe it. It doesn't reverse it. What changes the story is timing. And early on, there genuinely is room to act. In fact, some things that look exactly like dementia are treatable, even reversible, when they're caught. An underactive thyroid, a vitamin B12 deficiency, certain medications, depression, even untreated sleep problems can all mimic memory loss. Imagine spending a year terrified your mother has Alzheimer's when the real culprit was a vitamin deficiency a simple blood test would have caught. That's why early attention matters so much. And even with true dementia, acting early can slow the decline and protect a person's abilities for longer. That is the whole reason knowing these stages is worth your time. Researchers describe dementia in 7 stages. Knowing roughly where someone stands tells you how much room there still is to act. So let's walk through them the way they actually show up in real life. Stage 1 is normal, no decline at all. Full function. This is where we all want to stay as long as we possibly can. Stage 2 is very mild, occasional forgetfulness. A familiar word takes a beat longer to surface. The car keys aren't where you swear you left them. Honestly, this can just be ordinary life and ordinary aging, but it's the moment to start protecting brain health, not the moment to brush it off. Stage 3 is where families first start to wonder, what doctors often call mild cognitive impairment, or MCI. It's technically still considered pre-dementia, and that word matters because this is the richest window to act. Names slip away seconds after an introduction. Your loved one forgets what they just read, or can't recall the last scene of the show you watched together last night. They might get turned around somewhere unfamiliar, or quietly start to hide and downplay the struggle. And you'll notice the quiet workarounds, sticky notes appearing on the counter, lists for things they never used to write down, little reminders to find their way back to whatever they were doing. Planning several steps ahead, a recipe, a trip, the bills, gets harder. But here is the hopeful part, and I want you to really hear it. At this stage, there is still awareness, and there is still motivation. This is the stage where the most can still be done. Quick pause. If this is helping you make sense of changes you're seeing in someone you love, take a second to subscribe. It genuinely helps other families find this in the middle of the night when they need it most. Stage 4 is mild dementia, and this is usually the point where doctors start formally calling it dementia. Turning things around becomes very difficult now, though slowing it is still possible. Recent events get forgotten. A visit from the grandkids, a phone call from this morning. Simple math becomes a struggle, like counting backward from 100 by sevens. Managing money starts to fall apart. Unpaid bills, or the same one paid twice. Complex tasks need to be quietly handed off to someone else. This is often the stage where a family realizes they've become caregivers, whether they chose it or not. Stage 5 is moderately severe. Your loved one may no longer recall the basics, their own address, their phone number, sometimes how old they are. They lose track of the date, or even the season. They may reach for a winter coat in July. They can usually still eat and use the bathroom on their own, but daily decisions need help. Stage 6 is severe. They may not remember the name of a spouse they've had for 50 years, even while feeling comforted by their presence. They need constant supervision. Wandering becomes a genuine danger. They need help dressing, bathing, and eating, and personality changes can be profound. A gentle person becoming agitated, or fearful, or someone you don't quite recognize. Stage 7 is late stage. A person becomes largely unresponsive to the world around them. Recognition fades. Speech may become a few words, or none. Even swallowing can fail. Here, care becomes about comfort, dignity, and simply being present. And that presence still matters, even when they can't tell you so. This is the question that keeps caregivers awake, so let's make it clear. The difference isn't the slip itself, it's the pattern. With normal aging, someone might miss a bill once in a while. With dementia, they can't manage a budget at all. With aging, you mix up the days of the week, then figure it out. With dementia, time gets lost. They don't know the month, or even the season. With aging, you misplace your glasses and retrace your steps to find them. With dementia, the glasses are gone, and there's no path back to them. With aging, a word sits on the tip of your tongue, but the conversation finds its way home. With dementia, the reasoning itself wanders and loses its shape. In one line, with normal aging, judgment comes back when you slow down and think it through. With dementia, the trouble is chronic, and it doesn't return. Here is the part I most want you to hear. The signs we all picture, wandering, forgetting a spouse, those are stages 5, 6, and 7. They are already too late to reverse. The real window opens much earlier, and it's quieter. It can look like brain endurance dipping, attention that doesn't last as long, mental fatigue setting in sooner, needing a second cup of coffee just to stay sharp through a task that used to be easy. It can show up as sleep quietly getting worse because the brain regulates so much of our rest. And with certain types, especially Lewy body and Parkinson's-related dementia, there can be early physical clues, a fading sense of smell, handwriting that shrinks and tightens, a more stooped posture, less arm swing on one side while walking, sometimes a slight tremor. These small shifts can appear before any memory test picks up a thing, which is exactly why they get waved away as just getting older. That instinct to explain it away is human. It's also how families lose years. So here's the question everyone asks. Is any of this preventable? And the encouraging answer from the research is a surprising amount of it. A major international review in 2024 estimated that nearly half of dementia risk is tied to factors we can actually influence across our lives. Not all of it, genetics and age, are real, but nearly half. What's on that list? Things more within reach than most people realize. Treating high blood pressure, keeping blood sugar and cholesterol in check, staying physically active, protecting your hearing, even using hearing aids when you need them, caring for your vision, not smoking, limiting alcohol, staying socially connected, and protecting your head from injury. Loneliness and isolation, it turns out, are real risks for the brain, not just the heart. And movement deserves a special mention. Use it or lose it is real. The brain runs on fuel, oxygen, and stimulation, and a large share of that stimulation comes from movement. Walking, staying active, even being deliberate about standing tall and swinging your arms feeds the brain signals it's hungry for. Some researchers even nickname Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes because of its links to insulin resistance. Another reason what's good for your heart and your blood sugar is good for your mind. None of this is a cure, but early, it can change the slope of the years ahead. And the simplest, most powerful first step costs nothing. If you're seeing these signs in someone you love, get a proper medical evaluation now, not later. Ask specifically for cognitive testing and for the reversible causes to be ruled out. You know this person better than any 10-minute appointment ever could, so trust what you're seeing and speak up. Remember Ellen and Walt? Once she stopped explaining the signs away, she got Walt to a doctor. It couldn't undo what was coming, but it gave them real answers, a plan, and time they learned to use well, together. That's what the early window buys you. Not a miracle, a fighting chance. The signs most of us call dementia are already the late chapters of the story. The real window is earlier, when focus fades, when sleep falters, when handwriting shrinks, when something just feels off. That is when what you do still matters most. The body can be here, and the person you love does not have to fade without a fight. In the description, I've gathered resources to help you take that first step. And if no one has told you today, the fact that you're paying this much attention to someone you love is, all by itself, a quiet act of love. So the real question is this: will these early signs be ignored, or will they become the wake-up call that protects a mind for years to come? If this was helpful, watch our video on the 10 early warning signs families miss. It builds right on what we covered today. And to understand one of the most common types, watch our deep dive on vascular dementia next.